all your sage. We need all our sage sticks. Get every sage that you have. Light it up. We need it all. At this time, in this crazy season of life we call a season called life. This is the outfit of the day. Got my necklace that I got from Nama Soul. Pink shirt, belt, and jeans. Happy full moon in Libra. I want to also call this our quarantine full moon because we're all in quarantine. But let's get right into our Libra moon forecast. So I'm gonna move over here so that you guys can see the forecast. We obviously have a full moon in Libra. That is the zodiac for this full moon. We have the planet in Venus. The element is air, and their symbol is the scale. The Libra scale is the only inanimate object of all the zodiac signs. We know that the planet Venus, it's all about love, so that's Libra's planet. Libras are loving people. The symbol are the two scales, which is the scales of justice. It symbolizes having justice and fairness and everything in life. Then we have the color, the chakras. The color is like a pink or different shades of blue, but we're gonna focus on pink today. I'm wearing the color pink. And then the chakras we're working with is the heart chakra because Libras are all about compassion. And then the crystals, we're using rose quartz, but also blue tourmaline is another crystal for the Libras. The numerology is number 6. Today, the actual full date of April 7th, it turns into number 6 in numerology. It goes through the cycle of 1 and 9, and 6 is all about stability. Maybe during this quarantine time, most of us are all going through a rough time. We're out of our routines. There might be chaos externally and internally in your lives. And the number 6 is all about relationships and stability. So how can you create more stability in your life, and how can you connect more with your relationships or communicate better? Libra's lucky number is 24. So Caroline, my best friend, if you're watching this, how funny is that? Number 24 is something me and my friend Caroline have been really seeing since the beginning of 2020. And also my birthday is 2491, February 4th. Well, 91 is when I was born. So 24, I never had that as my personal number. Usually 23 is my number, or number 8. 24, I have seen a lot popping up through different places and stuff, including finding out the Libra's lucky number is 24. So when you add 4 plus 2, it equals 6. So again, stability and relationships. Number 24 gives the Libra the energy and clarity that they need. Number 24 for the lucky number of Libra is all about decision making. It's giving the energy and clarity in that person Libra's life, or a person in that life, to give them that energy and clarity to make the best decision possible. And this can be all about the best decisions of our life directions. Which path are we going to take? Number 24 simply means the best path that you can follow. What is the best path that you can follow moving forward into the future and into the present in your life? How can you make your quarantine routines better? How can you motivate yourself? Whatever the situation is, you will know intuitively exactly what that's supposed to be. It's really interesting. My best friend Caroline and I, like I said before, have kept seeing 24 throughout this whole year. Also, our moon signs are both Libra. We really connect well with that, so it's really interesting. This moon resonates really well with us as well. Anytime I do these moon videos, it doesn't matter whether you are a Libra in your moon rising or that's your actual sign. The affirmation is, I know peace and love are at the core of my being. Now let's look into the characteristics of a Libra moon. Libras, they need equilibrium in their life. Again, their symbol is the scale. They like everything to be balanced, but they have a hard time making decisions. And that's why number 24 is their lucky number, because it helps them in the right direction and to have clarity and energy in whatever path they're supposed to follow. Libras, they're all about compassion and justice and fairness and truth. Libras, they're the natural peacemakers. They want peace in every part of their life, in their family, in their environment, in their work life, school life, whatever it is, they are the peacemakers. They pretty much want peace. They can be a really flirty sign. They can be very charismatic. They're really into art. They're really social butterflies. They love to be social. They love to be involved in projects and different things. They love to be part of different events and stuff. They're just really social butterflies. If you know Yoga Girl, she's a big inspiration for the yoga community, Rachel Brathen. She's a Libra and she's made strides in connecting with community. Libras, they really love community and just really, they love bringing peace to the world. They're funny, they're clever, compassionate, like I said before. Let's look at the crystals. Rose quartz is all about compassion, self-love, and giving self-love to others and giving compassion towards others and other beings. I want to, for this full moon, to focus on not giving ourselves self-love, because I feel that can be saturated a little bit. Don't get me wrong, but it brings separation, right? You could still have self-love with each other, but for this full moon, I want you to focus on how can you be more compassionate toward others. You know, our animals, elderly people, and children, they're the most vulnerable. Just in general, how can you bring more compassion to others? How can you just bring more compassion into your life, into your environment, different things like that. I want you to focus compassion more on an external way. How can you bring compassion to somebody or to something? So rose quartz and blue tourmaline can help you with that because they're both crystals that emanate the compassion characteristic. And blue tourmaline, not only is it about compassion, but it's about honesty, and it could really help increase your intuition. Let's just talk about the air signs to begin with so that you could get a little bit, a bigger picture of what air signs are. So air signs, we're known as AKA the cool kids. We're the air signs. We're thinkers. We're in our head a lot. We need to really focus on getting grounded. So this full moon, focus on getting grounded. I say that in pretty much every video, but I feel if you're someone who's an empath, indigo, you need to constantly be reminded to get grounded, but especially for air signs because we are thinkers. We're always in our head. It can cause us insomnia because we just have thoughts running all the time in our brain. But we're the breath of fresh air. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, those are all the air signs. A lot of the air signs, we want love, but we don't have the easiest time of finding it. And I think that's probably because we're mostly in our head and we just have a million things going on up in our brain. Air signs possess the virtue of knowledge. Again, that goes back into being thinkers. We're analytical people. Air signs they're original thinkers. They have like original thought. In a nutshell, the air signs are all mental because we're always in our head. Libras, they love beautiful forms of communication. That's why the flirtiness comes in. They're very flirtatious people. So AKA the cool kids. This moon is also called the pink moon. The Native Americans in a long time ago during their tribal times, they would come up with different names for the moons so that they knew what season it was, or it just really helped them to stay in routine, let's say. They found their own ways to be like cyclical and in routine. From my knowledge, it's called the pink moon. Well, it's also a super moon. So expect everything to be more intensified, which we're like, wait a minute, we just can't handle anything more intense right now since of the COVID-19. But just expect more emotions to rise up because it's a full moon on top of a super moon, so it's like supercharged. But it's called a pink moon because flowers are usually blossoming, pink flowers, something like that. I don't know like the whole story. There's also different titles for this full moon too, but a lot of people are recognizing that it's called the pink moon for this year. So for this full moon, pay attention to your dream. You might be having more vivid dreams that you remember the next day. Write down your dreams. Focus on compassion and focus on forgiveness. Forgiving yourself and forgiving others. This is really a nice time to, just be really grateful and compassionate towards others. That ties in with forgiveness. Let's get right into our full moon reading and let's see what the full moon in Libra also has to say for us and what we need to focus on. Okay, we got the Moonology deck by Yasmin Bolin. I will leave a link down below if you want to purchase it from Amazon. It's on Amazon. It's my favorite and only moon deck that I have. But let's tune in, connect with heaven and earth, and see what this full moon in Libra. Full moon messages. What else does it have to say? I got 2 cards here. I'm gonna pull one more card. I feel that we need extra messages here. So we got 3 cards, so let's do the past, present, and future. So what does our past card have to say? Be bold and make the move. Now, I know that it says past card, so maybe you've already made this movement, maybe you've already been bold in whatever it is that you were going after, but it's a really pretty color. Look, it's pink, going along with the pink moon and the pink vibe. It's also called the Cardinal Moon. Let's see what we got for the present. We got show the world the real you. A full moon in Aquarius. Look at that, and it's a purple moon. Beautiful, beautiful. So we got the full moon in Aquarius. I'm just gonna read the cards and then I'll go into the reading. Then we got our future. What do you need to release? The waning moon. So we got Cardinal Moon in the beginning, then we got a full moon in the middle, and then a waning moon. And it's like pink and blue. Isn't that, I just really love the colors of these cards. But those are the cards. So let's see what this reading has to say. Okay, so we have the first card, which is the Cardinal Moon, which is perfect because Libras are cardinals. That, like air signs, they're a fixed sign. Libra is a cardinal sign, which means this card just pretty much represents, it says be bold and make the first move. You are the leader of your life. You're the one who leads, you're not a follower. Or if there's a project, I know this was like the past card, so this can either be the past, present, remember time is illusion and whatnot. But this card is representing that you are the leader in your life and you are the person that can make your destiny happen. You need to lead the way because it's just not gonna happen for you. You could, again, Libras, they're in their head a lot, air signs are in their head a lot, so you might be sitting, oh, well, I want this, and you're visualizing it, but you need to put the action and you need to believe in yourself, but you have to lead the way because nobody else is gonna lead the way for you. This is what a cardinal moon is, a cardinal signs. They just do it, they get it done, and they go for it. Be bold, like as the first 2 words say, it says be bold and come into your power, which this is so interesting because I get really like intense dreams during the full moon, and this is not, I'm not gonna tell you the whole dream, but part of the dream this girl said to me, she said, it's your power, step into your power. That's basically what she says, and this is what this card represents, coming into your power, knowing that you have all the answers that you need, you have everything that you need to do whatever you want to do in your life. Maybe you've already started doing this and you kind of like paused in your life, went back into like self-doubt and stuff. That this card is reminding you who you are as a person, who you are at a cellular level. Then we have the full moon in Aquarius, which full moons are all about releasing and letting go, especially this card. This card is saying there's something that you need to let go. Aquariuses, they're really good at letting a lot of things go in their life and show the world the real you. Everybody has a unique talent, everybody has a unique personality. You are you and no one can take that, and that is your power. These are tying into each other because this one says come into your power, be bold, be the leader, and this one is saying showing the world the real you, and that's your power, that's your uniqueness. Aquariuses, they're all about being unique, they're all about beating to their own drum, but there are things that you're gonna have to let go of in order to get to the point that you want to get to, and that might be your ego, that might be, you know, enjoying relaxing time, that might be having more sacrifices, spending less time with family. That's pretty much in a nutshell what that means. And then we have what you need to release, the waning moon, and again, it's about letting go. A lot of letting go here. We got the super moon, the full moon, another full moon card here, and waning moon is about letting something go. We have to, whatever it is that you need to let go of, maybe you're in your head too much and you just need to let go of that negative thinking and get grounded. What is it that you have to do in your lifestyle that's gonna get you motivated? Do you need to dye your hair? Cut your hair? Do you need to get your hair, get blowouts or get your nails done? Or let's see, get a better car, buy another car that's gonna make you feel good. I'm not trying to make this like all materialistic. Also, this card is saying like meditate and do yoga. The waning moon, it's all about, releasing and letting go. And here we have the cardinal moon. So it's interesting that this is the future letting go. This is also the card about things already being at the peak. So we have, for example, the coronavirus. coronavirus, we're pretty much at the peak of that, right? Hopefully it's not gonna get worse, but this is not about coronavirus. It's just like an example that we're at the peak of it. We're all in quarantine, you know, the world is taking a break and everybody's inside, and Mother Earth is like, it's time for us to be inside and just recognize things that we're more grateful for, or just realize what things weren't working for us and what was working for us. Granted, there are things that are terrible that are happening during this time, but I feel compassion is really a strong thread throughout this video and for this full moon and moving forward in our lives, and just really realizing what's important. That doesn't mean that you can't go back to your normal busy life, but maybe you'll have more breathing room, more space for things that are more important to you, because that's really what, I mean, a lot of things are resurfacing during these times, during the quarantine time. So the full moon and the super moon, it's gonna even bring more. It's emotionally charged, like supercharged. You guys get my drift, right? I'm like in my head too much. Being an air sign can be tough sometimes, guys. I'm an Aquarius, by the way, if you're new to my channel, with a moon sign in Libra and a Capricorn as my ascendant sign. So thankfully I have Earth in my chart a little to keep me grounded. But anyway, so this card says to meditate and do yoga. Maybe you're just feeling really low vibrations, feeling really down, depressed. What are you gonna do to get yourself back up? You're hitting the peak. This is trying to prevent you from like hitting rock bottom. How can you bring yourself back up? Get out of your own way. But these are beautiful cards. So if that resonated with you, definitely hit the like button down below. But that is our reading for this full moon in Libra. Make sure to sage, take a full moon bath. Get grounded, do meditation. If you're in a place in the world to get outside, which a lot of people are getting outside during this quarantine time, which is great. We're grounding, we're connecting. If you're not like me, who's in weather that is not so great, how can you get grounded indoors? And there's all different ways that you could get grounded. You can wash the dishes, do your laundry. Those are different things to, like, you know, get your mind off things. You're working with your hands, if you have a grounding mat, or literally doing a grounding meditation. Whatever, there's so many different ways to get grounded if you can't get out in nature. Nature is the best way, but